Welcome back to Nerd Wars, and you guessed it, the woke keep taking L after L. Let's get into it. The HoYoverse boycott, which was boycotted for the stupidest, racistest of reasons, completely fails as Zenless Zone Zero makes nearly $100 million in July, and HoYoverse revenues increased by nearly 10%. I don't think your boycott's working too well. So we have a studio that gives their fans what they want. Anime girls. Cute anime girls. And to be fair, they're a little predatory with this stuff. They are the gacha game of gacha games. Their drop rates are a little ridiculous. They are milking their player base dry. And they don't care because they give them what they want, which is cute anime girls. Isn't that all we really want? So the boycotters call on MiHoYo to stop cultural appropriation and whitewashing in their games and to commit to respectful and accurate representation of all cultures. What does this mean? Oh, you made people who were like black coded look like anime characters in your anime game. We want more black people in our anime games. But that's the thing. They're like some weird little place between Asian and white. That's anime characters. That's what they want. Also, it's really popular in China and they make a ton of money off China. Do you know what China doesn't like? Ask the Black Panther poster. So their crime is giving their customers what they want. And they've repeatedly taken inspiration from indigenous cultures without proper representation and respect. You have to include these cultures or else you're the worst. And oh wait, you included those cultures? Guess what? You're still the worst. Cause, well, guess what? We're just never ever happy. Oh no, the characters are all clearly white or only lightly tanned at best, with the exception of some enemy NPCs, which has sparked concerns of racism among players and indigenous communities. How many indigenous communities are playing this game? You're telling me like people on the Native American reservation are playing Honkai Star Rail right now? Sure. And you speak for them. Okay there, white savior complex. Cultural appropriation and whitewashing perpetuate harmful stereotypes and diminish the rich cultural heritage of indigenous communities. You have to include us. No, you included us the wrong way. And by us, I mean not them. There's no way this is actual like indigenous people doing this boycott. And it contributes to ongoing marginalization and disrespect. Well, seeing all this, maybe we're right to marginalize and disrespect you. They need to engage with indigenous cultural consultants. What do they mean? Sweet Baby Inc. We need a Canadian Kim Belair, who is less black than I am, to tell us about indigenous cultures. Revise existing content to ensure accurate representation. Yeah, make your cute anime girls not cute anymore. Commit to creating diverse and inclusive characters. Oh, inclusive characters. All right, so now the anime girls are anime boys, I'm guessing. Okay, no. And of course, all the woke voice actors had to speak up and talk about how terrible it is. Of course, some of them voice characters that don't look like them. It's so weird. I didn't think you were allowed to do that. If a game draws so heavily from real-world cultures and bases a character on the supreme deity of Yoruba religion, and that character ends up looking like pale Sasuke Batman, you mean an anime character. People are absolutely within their rights to demand better representation. Hey, how about you indigenous cultures? You guys go and create your own HoYoverse. How about you guys do that and then all of them can be black and it can fail just like Flintlock or Tales of Kinzara or Forspoken. Should I continue? Zenless Zone Zero raked in 68.8, I'm just going to say it, 69 million from Chinese players, another 31 million from its global player base in July. Oh yes, this is a Chinese company. Good luck with your diversity and inclusion. And their other two games made a bunch of money, though they are down, but that's because Zenless Zone Zero is the new hotness, the new game that came out. So all those whales have moved on to that. So obviously the others are going to go down as that one goes up. Ooh, no. Honkai Star Rail, why is the mech white? Cute anime girls? No, you can't do that. You have to put Meg the Stallion in there twerking for cultural representation. And what really made them mad? One of the representatives, after someone complained about this, said, it's a fictional video game. Go away. And they really, really hated that. And that's the real reason they're boycotting, because they cried racism, and the Chinese said, who are you? Go away now. Similar to how Bungie just said, go away now. Multiple woke activists and Sweet Baby Inc. defenders laid off as part of Bungie's massive downsizing. Who did diversity and inclusion? Oh, Bungie did, and they're laying off people instead of making $100 million a month just on one game? Weird. So they're laying off 17% of the staff. They're shoving a bunch of people into Sony. Poor Sony. Sony's already had to deal with some wokeness. And now they're really going to, because a bunch of Bungie employees are going to be working there now. It's now been revealed that multiple woke activists have been part of these layoffs. Oh no, that would be terrible if we laughed at all their responses to being fired. I particularly dislike this gentleman/woman. After nearly 5 years delivering seasonal story from Hunt all the way to Deep, the seasonal stuff was terrible. The DLC is one of the reasons I stopped playing, and then when I came back to it is also one of the reasons I stopped playing. And also, the gay characters, the BLM, the trans flags, all sorts of fun stuff. And I found out this guy is responsible for some of it, and sending home the most well-received expansion in our history in final shape. I have been laid off, and today is my last day at Bungie. What a long, strange trip it's been. Strange, I believe you mean queer. So he's talking about how he was bisexual when he was young and he needed more bisexual people in media so he could figure out sooner that he was bisexual. No, you should have gone to church is probably what you needed to do, buddy. Representation matters. Whether it's sexual orientation, race, culture, it helps you identify with yourself, understand yourself, and feel seen. You have a mental disorder if you need to see people look and be exactly like you in media. You're probably a racist. This is especially powerful for groups of people who still face marginalization. This is America. No one here faces marginalization except for straight white men. And persecution, also straight white men. For the way they're born, yeah, straight white men. Queer baiting exists. It's not kind, yeah? Give us it. Oh no, you gave it to us the wrong way. And has no place in a queer-friendly community. Yeah, I think that describes Destiny pretty well. A queer-friendly community. Or within spaces that promote LGBT rights. What rights don't you have? You just want to be able to, on the street, chop kids' balls off? Or there's a place and time for nuance, and that isn't it. Because to do so is actively damaging to a marginalized community. The straight white men? What marginalized community are you talking about? Straight white men are the only marginalized community in the West. Everyone else gets bent over backwards for, while we are discriminated against. Systemically. And here's where it relates to me. Back when I joined Bungie, I always felt Saint 14, a Russian robot dude, and Osiris, a Egyptian dude, were romantically involved because as a queer man, their romance made sense to me. So I'm a degenerate freak with mental issues, so I just project myself onto everyone else and you have to deal with it. Or else I'm going to call you names and we're going to ban you from everything. But don't worry, you're not marginalized. I learned my interpretation was in fact correct when I became a narrative designer for the company and I was overjoyed. You have some mental health issues, bro. Or ma'am, whatever you're going by these days. I've been writing Saint and Osiris as gays since I started working at Bungie because that's who they were before. Yeah, sure, I bet. They are private and nuanced characters who we had to make sure held each other's hands and even kissed in one of the scenes. And that's when I was like, you know what? I am definitely never ever coming back to this game. Because of you, Robert, and now you don't have a job. It's so weird. I wonder if there's any correlation there. Meanwhile, Zenless Zone Zero's making $100 million a month. It's so strange. Maybe you should give the fans what they actually want. And then you can even still exploit them with 5-star drop rates that are 0.1%. And they'll still give you $100 million a month. There was never a space in which to unequivocally state their identities. Yes, because it's a space looter shooter. Why are you making the robot have gay romances with people? But nuance is lost in an age of queer baiting. Okay, well then just go ahead and take all the queer characters out, because God forbid we do any queer baiting. So let's just go ahead and remove them completely, because I would hate to do any queer baiting. On to the next woke tard. After 9 years, fully half of my adult life, I was let go from Bungie this morning. Along with many other amazing folks. Yeah, that's why they got fired, because they were too amazing. Getting to work on a game like this, where I made and helped make experiences that are enjoyed by millions of people, was a huge privilege. Yes, and you threw it all away. Good one, bud. He wrote back in March, it's always shocking to see the intense hatred, jealousy, and viciousness in the shitty parts of online gamer culture when it rears its head. I will assume anyone who's mad at Sweet Baby Inc. right now is a murderous white supreme pizza. Okay, I'm really glad you lost your job there, bud. And it doesn't get better. Quote, don't let the polite Yahtzee into the bar, unquote, rules apply. It is completely self-defeating to talk to these people. Everyone I don't like is Schmittler. The only reason I speak about it at all is to help signal to others outside that cult that no, they're scum. And yes, everyone knows it. Yes, all of you out there in the cult who won't let me chop your kids' balls off are in a cult. And I want you to know that you're scum for not letting me chop your kids' balls off. Racist. Dr. Hazel says, I was unfortunately impacted by today's layoffs. Good. And I've had the privilege of working with some of the best people in the industry. Then why are they getting laid off instead of making $100 million a month if they're some of the best in the industry? Oh, they wanted to boycott Hogwarts Legacy? Whoever would have guessed? Oh, look at this thing's LinkedIn. She/her. Septum piercing? Who would have guessed? Kailani. Exactly the sort of people we shouldn't have in the gaming community, but thanks to Gamergate are in it. And now they're getting laid off. This layoff also includes me. It includes some of the most passionate, creative, and dedicated people I've known. That's really weird. Why'd they get fired then? I'm also across the country from practically all of my family and my friends because I moved here for the job of my dreams that we then destroyed and, well, I got fired for it. So weird. No, I'm not okay. Not even in the slightest. Good. Maybe you guys should have given the fans and customers what they want instead of gay robots. And you guessed it, Kailani is all about that Black Lives Matter, and so is Bungie. They have their whole Black at Bungie organization. Not incredibly racist at all. Oh, wait, no, that is incredibly racist. But all the woke isn't gone yet. Thickish yosh. Sweet baby Ink Defender, if you're mad about DEI ruining games, you need to grow up. Well, funny you say that. A lot of your coworkers no longer have jobs because DEI is ruining games. So weird. You need to stop wasting so much time on grifters who are only there to manipulate you and milk your anger for engagement. One of the things that got me to switch from politics over to culture war was all the woke crap in Destiny 2. What's the other game I also played? Overwatch, also ruined by all this crap. It's almost like we're not just engagement farming. It's almost like DEI is ruining games. So the woke just keep taking L after L. We got Star Wars Outlaws coming here soon, going to be a massive fail. We got Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out. Ubisoft is about to also be doing some layoffs, is my guess. So tell me down in the comments, what game did you love that was ruined by DEI? And are you still even buying AAA games? I'm good. I don't even need to participate in the AAA boycott because I'm already doing it. And while you're down there, why don't you just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. My channel is under attack. Thanks for watching, and please follow the algorithm on your way out and support the channel by becoming a YouTube member.